Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, Commissioner. I would, following Senator Squadron, would urge you to look at nurse-family partnership and funding for that. For a period of 2 years, I chaired the Senate Committee on Social Services, and we looked before we made our recommendations for funding in the budget, we took a real hard look at outcomes from the various providers and programs, and we ultimately became very strong supporters in our recommendations of the outcomes that we see from nurse-family partnerships. So I would concur with Senator Squadron that that is something that produces fantastic outcomes for families and ultimately our community, and urge you to do the same thing. The only area that I wanted to focus in on was the child abuse reporting and investigation system. I apologize, I was not here for all of your testimony, so you may have covered some of this, but please indulge me one more time. As I am led to believe, the core components of that reporting and investigation system go back 30, 40 years. There's been some changes over time, but it's largely been unchanged during that period of time. The district I represent covers 4 counties out in western New York. One of those counties is Erie County, where in the past several years we have seen 3 child fatalities. And the actions, activities, investigation of the Erie County Child Protective Services and their workers, the caseworkers, was called into question. Much of what I've learned about it has been in the public, in the news reporting. But for my time when I chaired social services, where I was able to have access to information through one section of social services law as chair for the purposes of the bigger picture, I only know about one of those cases, not the other 2. And obviously because of the confidentiality, I can't talk about any of the specifics. So if we go back to the system itself, that goes back a number of years. And as part of that system, we look at the confidentiality surrounding it, which I understand, the sensitivity, children, families, innocent people being named. But it seems to me what's common in this case, in the 3 cases of the fatalities, and I know there's been others across the state, but just these 3, is we have no idea, we, the legislature, we, the members of the public, whether or not Child Protective Services is doing its job properly. Nor do we have any idea if there's effective oversight from the State Office of Children and Family Services. So have you given any thought or any plans in the near future to look at this system and take a wholesale look at the entire system, make recommendations for change, and include a focus on some of that accountability? Now, when I talk about that accountability, knowing that they're doing the job properly, I don't mean the disclosing of family names, of children's names. But how can the public have trust in something when we've seen 3 people die in western New York and we have no idea if anybody has direct oversight? So anyway, that's a whole long thing, but old system, are you looking at it?
Yes.
If not, why? And can you address accountability in there as well?
So they were very similar themes to Senator Kennedy. You know, and my response was that our agency, OCFS, is always looking, as is our mission, to ways to improve our child welfare system. And so we are happy to be partners in engaging. I know there's a lot of legislation that's proposed and is pending out there that's under careful review by our agency, and including our own state agencies' oversight. So again, I think we are open to continually, Senator, exploring ways to make New York State stronger.
If we asked you to do a wholesale assessment of that today, do you have the ability to do that? A wholesale assessment of that reporting and investigation system?
Yeah, I think that would be a difficult question to answer today. I think we'd have to really spend some time thinking about what do we all mean by a wholesale assessment.
To be continued. Thank you.
You're welcome.